John's Quick Shots with your hosts,
Bob Katie.
And John Piccirillo. Always so abrupt.
Welcome to Bob and John's Quick Shots.
Welcome aboard, folks.
There we go. Now we're
I was going to tell you, but never mind.
What?
Nothing.
Just put it out there.
No.
This is how we do things. Just put it out there.
No, because
Yes.
it ruins the whole thing.
Put it out there.
I was going to say the number of the show.
Oh, no.
Asshole.
People can read. They can figure out the number of the show.
Okay. All
That's
right.
how we're going with the Quick Shots.
That's right.
That's right.
Here we go. I saved this on purpose.
All right, you.
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
I got to tell you, the studio's been very busy the last couple days.
Yes, it has.
Last night, literally, not figuratively, the way we say you're hearing this now and blah, blah, blah. Last night.
No, so they'll hear this on Thursday.
It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Last night, my drums were here, and we were shooting the video.
Shooting a music video for 151.
Yeah. So I literally had the drums here last night. They've been relocated for band practice on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And the table's back, and we were back in business. Just like that. Like that. Oh. Like what? Like that.
I'm going to put my nutsack on your drum set.
I'm gonna tell you. All I got to do is listen long enough. I got it. Do it again. I got to get it again.
I'm going to put my nutsack on your drum set.
You missed
I was a little
it.
ahead. I was too good the first
One more time. You got one more time. Ready?
I'm going to put my nutsack on your drum set.
Yes. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Hey, don't do that.
Considering I wasn't even close when I started trying to nail it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for a drummer,
was
you were way
way
the
off.
fuck out of whack.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's a totally different thing. It's timing. How do you even say this? It's verbal timing, because there's no rhythm, beat, nothing. So it's like you have to feel it. You have to feel it. You can't count it. 1, 2, 3, ping, ping. It's not like that. It's more, you got to put your nutsack, cling, cling, on the drum set.
I'm going to put my nutsack on your drum set.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com and on iTunes and on Buzzsprout.com or
At Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Periscope.
and on our YouTube channel and Facebook page at Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. You're getting back-to-back quick shots these next 2 weeks because we are doing a special St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
And we'll have it actually for you on Thursday, St. Patrick's Day.
On St. Patrick's Day.
With
That's
Jay.
the whole plan. So
A special Jay's Brew episode on St. Patrick's Day.
yeah.
Ooh.
And as a matter of fact, as we were getting ready to record this, we were in communication with Jay in the planning stages, of course, which there is a lot of planning.
Yes.
And the biggest problem I have with this, we've already done this experiment, right?
Yeah, and you're doing it again, huh?
It worked out okay, right?
I don't remember.
I think so. It's not the first time I wore the sweatshirt down here.
Okay.
So the problem is we shoot in front of a green screen. When you wear green, which is what most Irish-themed things are.
Hey, boy.
Yeah, so it's going to be that should be a challenge. But nonetheless, we love
So if
the
we're
specials.
missing like top of our heads or body parts or anything, it's because we're in green
Yeah.
and shit happens.
There's been some talk of the green suit.
Yeah, the green suit might make its way. You never know.
If I wore a
Or a green
maybe I could
poncho.
wear that. Maybe I could wear it like just to here, and it would just be my face that you would see. Everything else would be gone and gone.
Well, it wouldn't be because we haven't matched up there. You'd have to
See, when I face you, they wouldn't be able to see anything but my nose. Maybe my lips.
Well, to make we got more material of the green screen. You have to so it'll match up. Make a green poncho.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to make that green poncho so you can wear that green poncho and disappear.
Where'd that spare piece go?
We got tons of it over there and over there. We
I
got a
think
lot
this
of
is,
it.
we used this one.
We got plenty more over there though. 2 different places we got it. We have plenty.
We did buy a lot. You bought a lot. I bought a lot.
And I bought a lot before me and you both bought a lot.
Bought a lot.
Yeah, we bought a lot.
Well, I'm hoping to green screen a little bit with the drums. But
Tell them your exciting news.
I got some. Oh, why? Yeah. A little excited about that. Yeah.
Daddy needs to express some rage.
That's right. It's been a long time coming. But from the beginning was
John's learned to jerk off.
stick to the plan.
Yeah, that's my saying always.
And we've been saying it for years, and we have done that. And now
Pretty
the things
effectively.
that were on, I don't even know if I'd put a couple of these on the, you know what I mean? They're Book of John items. I just didn't break it all down, you know what I mean? Because it's all stuff that I either needed or wanted as far as my musicianship goes. Mm-hmm. So the next time at my parents,
Which will be when people are listening to this
Thursday,
the first day it's
Thursday
out.
night, you can think, hey, John's having a lot of fun right now because the electric drums are arriving. So I can practice.
You pulled the trigger.
Yeah, so I can practice
at home. So he can practice
Without
every song
being-
except the song he's supposed to be practicing.
Hugely disturbing to the people in the house. See, Bob knows what it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I was thinking of having a little bit there. All I do is throw up the green screen. I can come up with something, but I got to work out all the little things to
Lighting.
That's a huge
Lighting
problem.
is the huge problem
a
right
huge
there. I
problem.
mean, that's it. We've worked really hard to get this lighting crap down and in place.
By the way, that one.
That's not even on. I just noticed that. So this
it
is going
too
to be
late
all
to
fucking
turn it on?
retarded. I don't know. Can you boogie over here?
Why
and
do
turn
I
that
have to unhook?
Because I'm sitting, and that means I
have
got to
to
get
do
up,
something
unhook,
then.
and
Entertain me. Make me laugh.
I'm touching myself tonight.
You're touching yourself. You're touching yourself Thursday night.
I'm touching myself tonight.
I can't believe you didn't turn it on.
Well, I got to turn on all the fucking lights. Got to get the video camera ready. Got to do this. Got to do that. While you just sit there and.
You should just. Well, it's because you got stuff going everywhere. I don't even know where it all goes. It's everywhere. If you had a switch to throw, I'd throw it.
Well, we can't do that, or
there's
else
like-
everything will go.
Oh man, viewers, you should have been here when we were all ready.
We've never. The lighting takes a lot of wattage, and we've
Lot of
never.
juice.
When we work down here in the studio, either we have the literal studio where we're recording up music, or we have band practice going on, or we have the green screen podcast, whatever green screen stuff going on, which takes the lights, which take a lot of wattage.
Yep.
But we never run them all together. We learned why. So
We learned the hard way.
Yeah.
We were like ready to film.
Yeah, we had
Cameras
everything all
set
filled up. We
The
had
drums are set up. I'm ready
the
to
lights
play.
are ready to go, and I had to turn on the PA that we used to play out with to pump the sound to John so he could hear what he's playing to.
Because the drums make a lot of noise.
Yeah, and he doesn't know any other kind of.
You can't do a video and be quiet.
He doesn't know
You
jet-
gotta showmanship, man. You gotta show it.
He doesn't know. He only knows one thing, and that's pound, pound, pound. Remember that, ladies. He only knows one thing: pound,
Pound.
So we had everything going, and I went to go turn the power amp on, just the first power amp, because we have subs, so we have 2 power amps. I went to turn on just the mains, the power amp for the mains, the first one, and I hit it, and everything went boom. It just blew.
I think I heard the click at the circuit breaker. Click.
Just
Everything was down.
yeah, tripped the breaker big time.
So that was that for recording
That night,
number
Saturday
one.
night, yeah. So then I had to think about it and
Which reminds me, we really have to double check about the West Milton Social Club. We got to make sure
We don't.
juice wise.
I don't think it'll be a problem. If we had lights, that'd be a different story. But we don't have all. We got these lights are pretty fucking bright. And
How many
powerful.
outlets is that cabinet on?
Just one.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's good enough for that whole thing.
Yeah, it's plugged in. We run all the amps and everything with that
All right,
off
okay.
of here.
All right, I'm not worried
It shouldn't
then.
be a problem.
That whole thing was a big surprise. I haven't run into a roadblock.
The lights.
like-
It's the light. The lights.
they do suck.
There's heavy drag with those lights.
Like the viewers probably have no idea. We're looking into the sun. I can't even see the camera. There's so many lights to light this whole thing up.
We have, as we're looking at just in front of the camera. Camera doesn't see it obviously, but there's a steel beam
three
that
up
goes
there.
across the top of the basement, and there's 3 of those industrial work lights.
Yeah.
Small work lights.
That's why
that are
Jay
just-
wears shades.
Yeah, he's not doing it to look cool.
He's
everybody.
looking right at him.
And then we have these also, these softer lights.
They can't see 'em, can they?
Oh, they can't, can they? But
That's
they're-
okay.
They're right off
They're not
screen.
supposed to. They were right here.
John's got 2 over there, and I got 1 behind me. So we got
stuff right up my ass.
we have a lot of a lot of light wattage just dragging
Right here.
Yeah,
Even
there's a
these
lot.
are spread out, aren't they?
yeah, but they still actually. Well, one of them actually. One of the ones up there does go to another one over there, but all the rest do end up going to the same breaker technically. So,
So that was an experience.
oh yeah, that was so enjoyable.
Yep.
Sounds like you have a dick in your mouth.
Now, if you check out, it's not, I don't know how it works. It's probably not on the website, huh?
What?
The picture you put up. You probably didn't bother.
You'd have to go to 150, not on the 151 website. No.
Yeah.
But it's
I
on our
wanted you to-
Facebook page.
Yeah. You to explain that, seeing as I can't fucking get it.
You can't get anything. You're like you're working with some kind of back
It's not
ass with
ancient
Facebook.
technology, for God's sake.
I don't know what you're.
It's a 5.
You're the only person that's got a problem.
No.
Yeah.
No. And that's my iPad, too. That's not that old. Is
I
there
don't think
even
it
a
has
later
anything to do with
version?
that. It's something in your settings or something. Of going.
I think you set it up wonky.
How come everybody else saw it though?
I don't know.
So everybody else is wonky and you're not.
Yeah, you're all wonky.
Wow.
Finish your beer, asshole.
Yeah. I don't think that's
I
how
will.
it
I'll
works.
finish it.
I don't think that's how that works.
Hey, you can't explain it, then I blame it on you.
Because I can't explain it.
Yeah, that's right.
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
It's
I don't know how
it's
Facebook
like,
works.
It's like why you get a lawyer. You need them to interpret certain things.
Call Facebook. I'm not fucking getting paid by them. So why should I know?
I don't know. It's crazy.
They should know.
Anyway, there was a picture with the drums,
On the green screen, yeah.
the live drums, with the painted head
Yeah, 151.
and the plates.
Yes.
I got to find a better way to carry them around, though. I really love
That
that.
sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
bite me.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
They're so much easier to pick up the other way around, but they look so much better on the flat surface, you know? I actually didn't try. I could paint them on the other side and see how it turned out, because I did paint the other sides black.
It wouldn't be as nice as that. There's no way it would be.
It's hard to pick those up, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Not my problem.
I got my things on wheels.
That's right. That's right.
Always complaining like he's got all these things.
Well, I have subs.
You gotta play something. I want to hear some music.
I don't have.
Oh, hey, listen, try this. I told my weed guy to step it up, and he gave me that.
What is it?
It's called Mind Rape. It's actually pretty mellow.
It doesn't sound very mellow.
Well, he only had 3 other batches. Gorilla Panic, They're Coming, and something called This Is Permanent. Go on, spark it up.
I like that.
Are you at the point where you're actually believing that we might end up with President Trump?
No, I predicted Hillary on the show. I'm going to stick with it because I heard some new statistics today, and they're kind of breaking it down percentage-wise. And my original thinking was the overall polling, but it's not. It's really only been judged per party.
Yeah.
And like if you take Hillary's actual numbers and compare them to Trump's actual numbers, I think she's like a 30% higher number. You know what I mean? So I still think I'm going to stick by that call there. I was starting to shake a little bit because other people were nervous, and I didn't really understand what was going on, but I think I have a better picture of the numbers now.
I think if Trump becomes president, I'm cashing everything in, and I'm just getting ready to sit back, relax, and watch the world burn. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to watch craziness ensue, because I figure we won't be long for this earth. Anybody. There's no way. If he gets in, there's no way.
As much as I like to be warm, I'd probably head north.
Canada?
And see if Canada would accept me. Because as a visitor, they can not accept me. I'd have to find out if they would accept me. If
True.
they did, I might become Canadian. I think Canadians are pretty cool, and they have a different thing going on over there.
If anybody could pick a war with Canada, it would be Trump. He could pick a war with anybody.
I know.
You know, he's already kind of picked a fight with Mexico.
On the other hand, though, I still feel like numero uno in charge has a lot of power, but
the problem is
they can't run everything.
But the problem is that there are safeguards put in place so they don't have all the power. But unfortunately, there are also things in place where he has a certain amount of time of full autonomy power, but it's usually not used most of the time because most presidents are worried about getting reelected and how does it look.
Right, exactly.
And who would not have any of those thoughts? Trump.
Yeah, it's true.
So he'd be the one to take, like, I don't know if it's 30 days or 60 days of war the president can wage without Congress, without the House or Senate getting approved. Well, you know, he wouldn't be, screw it. Let's just do it. You know what I mean? He'd be the one to do that. You know? He's a crazy son of a bitch.
Hey, we were just talking the other night about Kim Jong-sing?
No. Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un.
Yes.
I heard a bit with Letterman had a hell of a time trying to get
we were listening to that from Howard, yeah. No, that wasn't Letterman. That was Evil Dave Letterman, which is the guy who comes in and sounds just like David Letterman.
That's funny right there.
They call him Evil Dave.
That's wicked funny.
Because he sounds just like Letterman.
Totally.
Yeah. And he's just having trouble with the Yeah.
Well, he's ready to fight. That's what I heard.
He's always ready to fight.
That's what I heard today, because we're with South Korea, right?
Yes, we are.
And we're doing not preventative, just kind of drills for defensive maneuvers.
They're called fuck you drills. After he did that nuclear test, the UN.
But does he think he's got enough firepower?
He doesn't fucking care. He's nuts. He's nuts.
So what's the point?
Because he's all talk. You know what I mean? He let off that so-called nuclear test. Then the UN, United Nations, put on the strictest sanctions in the last 20 years on him. So then he went again with some other missile into the sea, and now the United States thought is, okay, crazy little man, we're going to do all these little things and show you our little firepower right on the edge of your shit. It just drives him nuts. So he just loses his shit. That's why I call it a fuck you plan. It's just it's innocently going, oh, we're just doing maneuvers, but it's a big middle finger to fuck you. You know what I mean?
I still don't understand how the North and South got separated like that, because it's really
communism.
Them cutting off the South, basically. Land-wise.
What do you mean cutting off?
They're on an island, if you know what I mean? As far as...
No, South Korea's not really on an island.
Right, but if they're at the bottom, the top is what's connected to land.
Yeah, but doesn't China come down around?
I'm not sure. I have to look at a map right now, but I'm thinking...
Yeah, I don't think South Korea...
You don't think it's a
just
big peninsula?
No, not completely. I think on the one side China is.
You've convinced me to second guess it too.
I'm not positive. I'm not saying I'm positive on that.
I was picturing more of like Italy. You know?
No. It's been a while since I've looked, so I mean, I can't be.
I'm not sure either. I thought it was that way, but because then they're just sort of like, you're screwed. As far as accessing.
No. What split them up? What split them was the. Was that I don't even know his name anymore. Who the leader of North Korea was back in the 50s? It wasn't the leader. He was the Ho Chi Minh was Vietnam. I don't know the North Koreans. The North Koreans obviously wanted to take over South Korea and make all of Korea communist. And not the United States, but the UN went over and was helping the South Koreans, and actually we put them past the this is where I'm going to sound so stupid if I don't have it right. 50-somethth parallel. I don't remember what it is. It's not the 51st, 54th, 53rd parallel. Whatever. Anybody who can look it up and tell me I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong.
Trying to find some information as we go.
They pushed them back over that parallel and was actually pushing them back. And General Douglas MacArthur, who was in charge of things at the time, made a statement to the press, we should just drive them into China. And the Chinese got really worried and threw like 1 billion soldiers behind North Korea. And that's how the Chinese got involved in the whole Korean conflict. Or, well, it was technically a war, wasn't it?
That was a whole nother shitstorm.
Well, they got into it, and then we lost ground again. It went back to I think it's the 53rd parallel. I'm not sure. We got back to there, which it is now. And we lost a lot. The United Nations lost a shitload of ground because MacArthur opened up his mouth, and then MacArthur got fired by Truman. Basically after that, because he made no, I'm sorry, I believe I'm wrong on the quote. MacArthur didn't say we should push him into China. I believe his thing was we should go into China, meaning we should just start pushing right into China. Get rid of them while we got the chance, and that made them really nervous
because they did have to absorb all the people, basically.
No, MacArthur was saying we should go in and because China was communist at the time, and we should go in and take care of them. You know what I mean? Take care of them is a problem, and that made them really kind of squirrely nervous.
They don't go back very far. It doesn't go back to, well, it's Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un.
His father, Kim Jong.
Yeah, he was a little. From my memory, he was a little less nuttier.
Kim Sung.
I don't know anybody
before that.
Yeah,
but for some reason, it doesn't like to back up much farther than that.
You probably have to put in. You probably to find who was the leader of North Korea in the Korean War. You probably have to put in Korean War. But
then I will.
Yeah, with China's involvement, we definitely had we lost a lot of ground that we had because of it, and then eventually, obviously, they came to peace with North Korea being their own communist state and South Korea being
the one teacher we had there for
Mr. South.
Yeah, he was
Korea's Korean War
veteran.
Okay. Yeah.
It was always good to hear the.
He had the frostbitten nose because he had a. Remember that?
Yeah.
His nose was a little
Wonky.
Yeah, a little wonky because he had gotten frostbitten in the Korean War.
That's not fun.
I'm sure it wasn't.
No.
I don't remember him saying too much about it.
Not a lot. He acknowledged being in the war. He was
Yeah.
a soldier in the Korean War.
Yeah.
He didn't go into details and stuff.
We were like
And we were
seventh
young, yeah.
graders.
Yeah.
It's not like you want to get into too much detail with seventh graders about
Right,
gory
right.
war.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it was interesting to hear, you know.
Yeah. Kim Jong-un, a crazy little bastard. Got to watch him.
He's ready to fight that guy. I'm telling you, he's ready.
We
I
have
don't care. Sorry.
we have to get out of the Middle East because we're just we're poisoning the next generation that's going to hate us there.
Well, you know,
and then it's just going to continue.
You know
what I mean?
What do you think Trump would do?
I don't care what Trump would do. I'm afraid to find out. We need to get the hell out of there. We need to create jobs at home by redoing our whole infrastructure, putting people to work.
Yeah.
We have one of the worst infrastructures in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's falling apart. I mean, how many water main breaks do we hear
All
just
over
around
the place.
here?
That's
I mean,
all over,
it's we have an infrastructure that's hundreds of years old.
It needs to be
in some
entirely
places.
redone.
Yeah, not entirely, but a lot of it. We have our internet. From what I understand, our internet is a lot slower than over in Europe. Europe has in certain areas, and the internet's one of them, is a very top notch infrastructure.
What are they doing different?
They just update it. They
Well,
they put money into it.
Over there, though, it depends on what you say over there. So
Europe is Europe.
I know, but that's big place. You know what I'm saying? Where there's, I think I'm trying
Not
to
really.
remember.
This country is just as big as Europe is.
Yeah, but I'm talking about age. See, that's the difference.
Oh, age.
There's I think it's France where they had entire cities that were underground.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you have that kind of cavity below a city, you basically built a city on top of a city.
I know.
You want to run new wires, it's like, they probably
I know, but if you already have existing wires, you can just do the same thing.
but the existing wires are going to deteriorate, just like plumbing, steel
regardless,
piping,
it has to
all
be
that
done.
stuff.
Somebody's going to eat the shit sandwich here, and it has to be done.
Nobody wants to eat the shit sandwich.
Why? It'll create jobs.
I agree.
That's what made the 50s and 60s so.
I know, but the budget's
so-
got to come from somewhere, which is usually the taxpayers' pockets.
You know what? If you have to pay a little more tax and get something done, it seemed to work in the 50s when they were building basically our whole highway system and a lot of infrastructure under Eisenhower in the 50s. I mean, the wonderful 50s. You know what I mean? Everybody, that's when the middle class showed up. That's when the suburbs showed up. That's when all these things showed up and everybody had money in their pockets.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like a roller coaster. Sort of like what drove that? I'm thinking that prior to that was
World War II.
I'm trying to think more like the time frame for the linking cities via train.
Oh, that was still that started in like the probably around before the it's probably started a bit before the Civil War, but it was really after the Civil War when we brought coast to coast involvement,
right? And that's
in the late 1800s.
And once that gets into full swing, trade becomes a whole different ballgame. You can get things. You can get
the
more.
late 1900s.
I think
1800s,
I think it was
yeah.
Sears and Roebuck that made. They made the catalog. And it was a huge deal. You could find anything you could imagine in it.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was transportation stuff. Yeah, we'll get it to you.
Yeah. Well, that's what Vanderbilt made the Vanderbilts. He had a monopoly on it. That was where he started it. He literally he started out before the Civil War with boating. He saw what the Mississippi could do and bought steamboats and stuff.
We got to get ourselves a rocket ship.
And and it's a little bit easier for a boat than a rocket ship. And he decided that that was going to be his, that was going to where he was going to make his money in getting things to places from point A to point B. The material people need to live. And then he saw railroad, and he switched everything over.
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
And he sold all of his boats and ships and went right into
See, that's what I mean.
into railroad.
There's
and
the
made a
booms.
mint off of that.
and it always goes up and down and up and down.
Well, it's the problem is you're talking about that was at the very beginnings and through the heyday of our industrial revolution.
I'm feeling positive about my investment property because I feel like that area is getting a major shot of adrenaline, at least for the next 10 years.
See, I think we're going through a bit of a technological revolution now. And I think Japan actually went through theirs before us. Remember in the 80s, all we heard growing up was Japan's going to rule the world someday because they were so far ahead in televisions and Walkmans and everything electronic and all that. Japan. Well, I think that was their technological revolution, and I think we've gone through ours, or in it, are going through it, have gone through most of it now in the 2000s and so on. You know what I mean?
Apple's always been an American company. Maybe building their phones and
but I'm talking about come on,
you're talking about internet,
no, I'm talking about technologically, meaning look at the steps we've taken. Right? Remember when we were in high school and just to get something to print right was like, oh my God, this is great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The printer didn't fuck up. Had to get the perforated edge just right.
That shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You think most of that time you were just like, I'll just handwrite it if I can. It was such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Now you boot up now we're talking about this. We can get anything on this. We can get music sent right to this. You know what I mean? We can get video. The last 16 years have been fucking amazing. You know what I mean? Who would have thought you could have your whole record collection right there?
Well, I think the problem
it
is
blows my mind.
We don't build that shit here.
Well, yeah, that's a huge problem. That even though we're going through our technological revolution here, one of the problems with it is that we're not building anything here. Unlike the Industrial Revolution, where you were having it, you had to build it because it was on a lot more massive scale. It's not phones and everything else. It was buildings and automobiles and stuff like that. Well, I think it probably started with the automobiles going overseas and
I think,
although I heard Ford just brought a plant back from Mexico or something that they're going to be doing in the United States. I read just this last week, so maybe we'll try to get some swing back and everything. But China's going through their industrial revolution now. That's why they got guys over here. They send guys over here to go to these scrap yards to get our scrap metal, and they buy it for like nothing, and then they're shipping it. They're shipping it over to China, back home to China, so they have scrap metal, so they don't have to work so hard to produce to produce metal
from raw materials.
Yeah, from raw materials.
Yeah,
which is smart.
Yeah,
but that's also why they're. I think it's Beijing is heavily polluted. There's heavy pollution in China,
wicked bad,
because
that's their huge downfall for sure.
Because they're going through their industrial revolution. I'm sure if you went back and it might not have been as bad because the farther you go along with technology helping you. Because they have a lot more technical advances to help their industrial revolution. They're probably churning out a lot more, which is causing more pollution. But I'm sure if you looked at the United States, and before that even England had their industrial revolution a bit before us, the pollution was probably off the charts. You know what I mean?
It just wasn't recorded.
Well, there's no way to record it back then. You know what I mean? I mean, ours was more. Our industrial revolution was, I believe, really started taking it off in the 1890s, 1880s, somewhere like that. I'm not quite sure, and then into the probably ending somewhere after World War II, maybe in the 70s or 60s or 70s.
The strange thing is I see
I could be wrong on that.
A lot of coverage on the China's smog problem.
Oh, it's terrible, yeah.
But I never hear anybody talking. I never heard anybody say this is what we're doing about it.
Because they don't care, because they're just churning money. It's just money. Look at Brazil's got massive water problems. Brazil's got a shitload of problems. I can't remember. It's not Taiwan. It's another small.
That's really fucked up too.
Small one
Brazil's
that does
the Amazon. If
palm oil. I can't remember what country it is too. Damn it! They're like the biggest producer of palm oil.
Just let the forest be a forest, and
they're
have
planting
water.
these palm. They're planting these palm plants. They cut.
Drink all the water on the face.
No, yeah, well that. But the thing is though is the fastest way to clear a field to put your palm to plant a palm, field or whatever, is to burn it. That's the most effective way, monetarily, and quickest way. Problem is I wish I knew the name of it.
Yeah, but don't
wherever
you want
the country is
for something.
Well, it's in everything. It's in all the food, everything.
Yeah, so don't you want it? You don't want it?
No. But they're burning it to put put the crop in.
Whatever
to put the crop in.
Probably.
Yes,
is there.
they're getting rid of it to put the crop in. But the soil that is like it's basically like a peat moss type of like a peat, and that burns and causes such a high CO2. And unfortunately, their country's like the highest in peat, and they're just burning these fields. So it's like they go. I remember seeing it. They went. Harrison Ford did that, was in the special, and he was flying there, and they flew over it, and it's just he thought it was fog, and it's not. It's just the whole country is covered in smoke from the air because it's just burning, and it's causing. It's like they showed the map of where all the CO2 is highest on the earth, in the real red spots. And this country is just like bright red. The whole country is like the brightest red in the world. It's ridiculous. And I can't remember the name of the country. God damn it. It was like a Vice type of thing. Vice on HBO does that stuff all the time, but it was just amazing. And these people don't care.
Yeah, like they can't do anything about it.
Even you tell them, and they just like, you know what? I got money in my pocket, and I go home to my rich place, and I'm rich, and I don't care. And it's sad. I don't understand that. I don't understand the thinking. I was watching last night, whatever, with John Oliver. It's on HBO. I forget the name and title, but they had these two Republicans that are. One of them was literally the head of the Republican Party in this town in Texas, and he was
Texas.
He said
can be
watch my
peculiar,
Twitter, because if you think Trump says outrageous things, and he's tweeting stuff about his dick and stuff and everything. And he's like, he went down the line like what Obama is, Hillary is, George Bush was a bisexual, whether this. I mean, everybody. He was just lambasting everybody with this. I mean, it was like ridiculous. And I'm like, this is the head of your fucking party, really, in your town of Texas, in this town in Texas.
Texas can be crude.
It's just insanity. It's insanity. These people. It's the South. What do you want? It's the South. They're all insane. They really are. And I don't think, what? Don't confuse stupidity. I do not confuse stupidity with just plain ignorance. They're two different things, but it seems like in a lot of places down south, they combine stupidity and ignorance together, and that's when it's dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just completely dangerous. Unfortunately, a lot of the time when you're ignorant, ignorance either comes from just because you're not informed, or just because you're stupid and there's no way to get you informed. You know what I mean? Because religion is so heavy down south and everything, and it just blinds them to anything, and I don't even want to get into it on this show. We don't have enough time for me to start getting in on this rant.
I like the guns in Texas. Yeah.
Guns?
Yeah, like I feel confident that if I was a Texan, I could go get a gun compared to being a New Yorker trying to go get a gun.
Does that really matter?
Yep.
Okay. I don't.
It's the laws are tougher in New York to get a gun than in Texas.
Do you feel you need a gun?
No, I don't feel like I need a gun, but I'd like to have rights to my father's gun, heirloom.
Okay.
I
got it.
You know
that's
I mean?
Understandable. Yeah,
that
I get.
I'd like to hang on to that.
Wow, the second half of this thing
Even
went real serious, didn't it?
Even if I didn't.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
Even if I never shot it, which I'd want to shoot it a couple times, but even if I never shot it, it's my dad's handgun.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
Actually, hugely classic. He's got a holster with this. All the.
Yeah.
You can have all your bullets and a strap around the leg. It's awesome decoration, if nothing else.
We're gonna have to have a podcast. We're gonna have to watch one of the debates and then come down here and have a podcast because I think it would just be a lot of.
Daddy needs to express some rage.
We'd be too pissed off.
I think it would be great. I think it'd be great. I'd have to do some looking up of information and stuff, but I think it would be fucking fabulous. It would be.
It might work.
It would be. You know what? If Trump becomes president, that means I can go out and just completely deny and lie about everything in life. Because he does. He just denies. He lies about it and then completely denies it. Even if you brought video to him, he's like, nope, that wasn't me. Nope, didn't say it. Just completely. And people are just like, he's all right.
I'm going to sit back and watch the show if it does happen.
He had to defend his dick on a presidential debate. That's how far we've gotten.
Wasn't that something about his hands?
Yeah, but he's it's basically he said, about his hands. Oh, but everything's all right. He defended his dick on fucking a presidential debate. Holy shit! That is just. This is what we've come down to. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
Hillary's going to be the next president. I said it before.
The only thing that the Republicans are going to have a prayer on is if Hillary is the Democratic nominee, is if they can. Trump has beaten Cruz and Rubio.
Dude, this was
you know why he's beating them?
I'm starting to believe it was a plan.
He dragged them down to his level. He's like, if I turn this into his fucking circus and bring these two guys down to my fucking just idiot, just crazy stupid level, I'm gonna win it. That's the level I can win. So if he drags her down there and she goes, I don't see how we don't come out with President Trump. If she can stay above that, keep above that,
I've already
and
said
let him
this.
hang himself.
I've already said this to you though. They were friends long before this. I think when
they ain't gonna be friends after. Let me tell you, I don't know how they could be.
I think he'll let the sales let it go, and she got it. That's how serious I think that whole scam is. He gonna be just like. Hillary, you the best.
Oh my God, that would fucking
you win.
Yeah, he still got to do business though.
I'm telling
He's got to still do business though. That's the problem. I'm
telling you,
people would be so pissed off. Oh my God, that would be fabulous, but it would be fucking. And not listen. And when I say this, it's my ranting against Trump is in no way thinking Hillary is a great candidate. She's just the lesser of two fucking evils at this point.
Actually,
really, Bernie is the one who I would vote for.
Yeah, but you and I,
the general thing.
You and I are fans of.
I think they're all fucking idiots.
You and I are both fans of. How did you put it? Crazy Willie.
Oh, Slick Willie?
Slick Willie.
Good old Billy Clinton.
We're fans of that. And
Slick
you know what?
Willie.
When you have somebody lean on, like,
anybody can get a Hummer in the Oval Office.
And she stuck with him. Makes her strong, man. Makes her strong.
You see how these guys age. I think they should be. I think they should have a line of hookers going into these guys.
Sure.
Why not? You know what I mean?
But does that mean
I don't want my
Hillary
president.
Should get,
I don't want. Hey, she wife it keeps the stress off her. You know what I mean? I don't care.
Head of CIA, president's office, please.
Yeah, I don't care. You know what I mean? Hey, if she's the president and she's stressed out and everything, and hey, she needs to get laid to take some stress off or whatever.
And she's stuck by Slick Willie.
Give George Clooney or Brad Pitt a call and say, you got to take one for the team, boys.
Yeah.
Step
it up.
Yeah,
this is the president calling.
Hey, George, you got to take one for the team. Just go in and throw her one. You know what I mean? Or relax her.
I think it was all a big plan, and Hillary's our next president.
That would be fabulous to find out. Oh, that would be so awesome. Unfortunately, I don't think it's true because this is an age where you just can't hide anything anymore.
I don't know, man. I watched a little bit. Watching the House of Cards reminds me of, people can be real sheeny.
By the way, that came out last Friday, and that was another fabulous season. I love that show.
It's pretty amazing interpretation of what it's like.
That's not even an interpretation; it's purely fiction, but it's awesome.
Right? Yeah.
Still,
what I mean? What makes you think it's entirely fictional?
I didn't say it was entirely fictional, but I mean they can't know the literally.
Nobody can tell this true stories.
Yeah, I mean we don't really listen. We like to believe a president couldn't get away with that type of shit, but then again, I don't put anything past.
No,
and to me, I truly believe the presidency really went to hell after Kennedy was assassinated. And I think I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist here, but people in our government that didn't like that he was wanted to do things in a noble presidential way, and were tearing things like he wanted to kind of shut down the CIA and do some other stuff and shit or something with the CIA. So it wouldn't surprise me if we ever find out that our own government killed our president with Kennedy. But I think since then it's just been a string of shit. You know what I mean? And it just anything and just filthy fucking. I mean, listen,
I was going to say Reagan had a run, but I just remembered somebody tried to shoot him too.
Well, that was on another thing though. That was Jodie Foster's little crazy boyfriend. Or stalker, Jodie Foster stalker. You know what I mean? I mean, there's been politics have been crooked since the day this country was.
I think they're as crooked as they can get, and I think that's what needs to change. That's why people are digging Trump, and that's it. Because if we can't make decisions, if our government can't make decisions, the American people are like, well, fuck it. We might as well put a jackass like him to be our spokesperson.
It's just going to make it worse, though.
Exactly. Well,
you can't.
But that's what people think. I mean, fuck. Our decision didn't help. It didn't change anything. So let's vote a asshole to run the show, and let's just be pricks. See how that goes.
It's not going to work. Nothing's going to fucking work. Each party wants it their fucking way, and they're willing to flush us down the toilet to get their fucking way. Republicans don't care if they imprison the whole fucking country and lock us all up in prisons, every single person. As long as they get their way,
government that would do that.
As long as they get their way, they don't care. You know what I mean?
Right. As long as their money train continues to roll, that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's on both sides. Sorry, Republicans, but I didn't mean to point you out directly, but either side. Sure. Either side. Doesn't go just on one side, it goes on either side.
Right.
Listen, number one is if you're in politics,
that's the other thing. That's the other thing that's appealing about Trump. Is he's riding his own money wave. Nobody's really
shady shit there too.
Of course, but he's the closest. But what is that? Anybody else is going to have a party that's working for them.
But it's frightening in a way because that means the richest can rule.
They already do. Let's
know.
just keep pretending
No,
Let's
watch
take
it.
away. Let's watch it happen.
Let's take away all money out of politics. Then you'll get
let that happen.
Then the cream will rise to the top.
They've tried it.
They
doesn't
haven't
happen.
tried.
They have. They said there was no more of that because it got out of control with that. God, the hell did they use
that was you know what that was this. Oh, we'll do this to make you happy, but it ain't out. Bullshit.
Put an end to some of it.
Bullshit. I forgot who it was. I forgot. Jesse Ventura. Now, crazy dude, but there's a couple things.
That's what
he
people
said.
Like about Trump. He's fucked up.
Yeah, but Jesse's crazy and a conspiracy theorist, and I don't believe all his conspiracy shit.
I was all for Ted at one time.
But Ted's insane. Ted's insane. Ventura said this. He said, "My father said to me about politics. Seems kind of off when somebody spends more money to get a job than the job pays."
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Exactly. Right there. That's all you need to know. Boom. Fucking crazy.
Well, that goes back to education. College education is another thing that's got to be taken care of. You know what I mean?
We've done a whole podcast. This isn't a quick shot. This is a whole episode.
Let's get the hell out of here then.
Yeah, we're at 51 minutes.
Sorry, guys.
We got crazy. Sometimes it happens.
Sometimes we just talk.
Sounds like you have a dick in your mouth.
It does sometimes.
Forget the camera's rolling.
We had to express some rage, I guess, or something. We got off on a tangent.
Oh, well. It was okay. It's the time of the year.
Yeah.
It is the time of the year.
I know we're supposed to be funny yuck all the time, but I like to talk some politics.
Well, yeah. It was funny. I was,
anger.
Samantha and I were listening to an episode in the car, and she said, sometimes you guys talk about politics. And I was like, I'm trying to remember. I'm like,
we did one in the whole State of the Union. Remember, we went a little.
It's interesting.
Yeah, we went a little too far on that one. But if you don't like it, turn us off. Whatever.
I know it's interesting.
We'll be funny again tomorrow.
We want to talk about stuff. I certainly want to know the hell's going on with the country.
Remember, it's a variety. It's a variety hour. It's not all funny.
So we do everything.
Yes, even this.
I'm gonna put my nutsack on your drum set.
Nice. God, I like it.
Let's do this one.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
You can find us at Bob and John's podcast at gmail.com or on iTunes and Buzzsprout.com. Or
at Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Periscope.
And you can find us on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page at Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour.
You stuttering prickhead.
I'm touching myself tonight.
That's right, Sarah. Say goodnight, John.
Good night, John.
From Homebrew Studios, this has been Bob and John's Quick Shots, brought to you by Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour.